Okay. Um, so apparently the new companion rule is supposed to be live on Magic Online. I haven't actually confirmed that before this stream, but I'm gonna go confirm it now. First thing I wanted to do is just try something out a little funky. We're playing a Grixis Lutri list. Um, Grixis is probably my favorite color combination, so I just wanted to do something that I'm most familiar with. Even though this may not be the most competitive deck, so we're just gonna run this through a league, see how we do. Gonna start on Steam Vents tapped. Nothing too crazy. Obviously with a list like this one, it's gonna be a bunch of one-ofs. So it's a little bit of an awkward start, but our opponent's companion is Yorian. They're obviously playing 80 cards. There's an argument for jamming Jace here, just trying to get it to stick. I think we're definitely playing the Snow-Covered Swamp. The question is, do we Thought Erasure or do we play Jace? Because if we Thought Erasure, they could show us a hand of 2/3 drops. If we play the Jace and they like play something like a Teferi, they could bounce my Jace, which is a little awkward. I think the highest upside is probably Jace, so we'll go with Jace. Hopefully they just play something like an Uro. White mana is a little scary. Okay, not playing Teferi, which is wonderful news. Probably a little land light, so they went for their fetch land pickup there, which could have been an incentive for me to thought erasure the Eternal Witness, but I think we'll be okay one way or another. So we're gonna thought erasure them, and then we'll loot with the Jace, based on what they have in their hand. So they're playing a Soul Herder deck, so they're probably going to quickly outvalue us if we leave this in their hand. The Venser is a little bit annoying, but they don't have double. Well, they do have double blue because of the birds. Cord is also annoying, but again, they don't have a ton of mana for Cord. Currently, they can do X's 2. I don't really know what to take here. I think it's between Soul Herder and Court of Calling. Court of Calling is obviously the scariest because it's a tutor. I guess Soul Herder doesn't really flicker anything too crazy right now. Like, they just get to flicker the Eternal Witness, pick up their land. Although if we take the Cord, they just get to flicker and then pick up. Yeah, we're just gonna take the Soul Herder. Lightning Bolt on top. I think I'm okay with that. We're just gonna leave that on top. Play this Snow-Covered Island. Slightly punished for how we tapped our mana there. It's possible I should have played an island and then Played the Thought Erasure off these 2 lands, left the Lightning Bolt on top, and then I could loot and draw it this turn. That way, they gave me a bolt target. I could use it. But I don't necessarily want to bolt this Eternal Witness. We are going to loot with the Jace. There's not really any reason not to. I debated on whether or not I wanted to actually play Nicol Bolas in this deck. Obviously, having triple black is pretty scary, pretty mana intensive. But, you know, why not? Playing a pile of cards, throwing, you know, one that I really like playing. So, I know this one is like, yeah, like you discard some cards. So, which half is it though? It's fall. Okay, I think we're going to fall them. It's a little bit frustrating that we don't have double red here. So let's loot with Jace first. I might just discard the Nicol Bolas based on what we draw. Probably discard Island before I discard Nicol Bolas, but this island is the 3rd island that we need for the Mystic Sanctuary, so best draw we could possibly have would be like a fetch land, probably. Hey man, appreciate it. Are you going to be performing again today, dude? I feel like I know this person, but my best guess is that you're Nolan, but I don't actually know for sure. My opponent's taking their sweet time deciding whether or not they want me to loot with this Jace. I'm doing that on OnlyFans. Jesus Christ. It's a little awkward. I think we're just gonna discard the Bolas. Just play an island and fall them. Hopefully that takes some of their cards away. They're likely going to Venser this, but I think I'm okay with that. You know me well. Yeah, dude, like, you came in the stream the other day, and I just assumed that was who it was. I didn't really have any context either. Like, I just kind of guessed. First game's not looking super great. We're short on colors, and our opponent has an engine, or is starting to form an engine that I'm not so sure that we can beat. They are going to have Chord for 2 up, and they can cast Wall of Blossoms. Are we... Okay, Acidic Slime. That's bad for me. Like, among the cards they could have played, that's probably like #1 bad card. Jeez. Okay, well, let's loot with the Jace. Vendilion click is fine. I think we are ditching Terminate. And then we're just gonna plus on the, I guess, the Vincer. There's really not much incentive to do one over the others. And then I'm gonna Vendilion click myself and probably put this Rise Fall on the bottom. And then if we can land this Ashiok, maybe that wins us the game. Wall of Blossoms. What is this game? How much it costs? 60? You know, like you can kind of like decide how you want to pay for Magic Online. I think there's like an initial fee of like $15. I don't know if they still do that. Magic Arena doesn't do that. But you can rent your cards from stuff like Mana Traders or I think Card Order maybe lets you rent. I don't remember honestly. And Mana Traders is the one that I used to use. And then you can also buy them from places like MTGO Traders, online vendors, things like that. It's a lot more expensive to buy the cards on Magic Online than it is to just rent them. Okay, attack with Ooze and Ewit. Still gonna V-click here. And I'm gonna tuck a card. What I block is up for debate. One of them is attacking my Jason, the other one is attacking my face. Rise Fall's not doing much of anything. Cast Down's a good draw. Eternal Witness is probably, well, no, him flickering the Acidic Slime has got to be worse for me. Because at the end of the turn, he gets to flicker something of his choice. Now, granted, he probably just flickers the Vincer anyways, and makes me pick up a land, which would also be bad for me. But I'm gonna block the Acidic Slime. Can I just read from you, puppy? If this actually is Nolan, then yeah, you can borrow some cards. Like, I don't really care too much. Yes, he's gonna get +1/+1, and he's gonna pick up the Acidic Slime, which is terrifying. Well, I mean, we get to play an Ashiok here, so like that's not nothing. And all of his dudes have only 2 power, which is good for me. We're just gonna make this guy smaller. And hopefully these Planeswalkers just carry me. The last 2 cards in their hand are I guess it's Wall of Blossoms and Acidic Slime. I didn't know about the Wall of Blossoms because that was the only card, or that's the card they drew for the turn. Dude, you are. You are way up there right now. I'm gonna need you to bring it down like 12 levels. We're just playing Magic. I mean, no attack is good. He probably flickers the Avalanche Riders and blows up my Mystic Sanctuary, which is bad for me, obviously, but it means I'm not dead. We're gonna start making an army of 2/3s, and hopefully they just carry me to victory. What likely ends up happening is they flicker this, they blow up my land, they go to their upkeep, they pay the echo cost or don't pay the echo cost. I don't think it really matters because they have an acidic slime in their hand. Then they play an acidic slime, blow up another land, and then end of turn, blow up another land. So I'll need to get rid of this if I draw a black source. That's definitely the thing I need to be doing. I can also bolt it because it's still only a 3-power creature. So black source or red source would be ideal. We may still just end up winning this game on the back of 5-mana Ashiok being a powerhouse against the deck with looks like only 2/2s. The biggest problem here is this Soul Herder. Interesting choice. I guess this is also bad for me. Then picking up Chord means they can cast it for 1, 2, 3, 4. They can cast it for 4 right now. Yeah, I mean, they can do it in their upkeep. Or in my upkeep, rather. I think they're set up. There should be a donate button, like, underneath the stream somewhere. I'll be your sugar daddy. Yeah, Chord for 4. I don't know what this could be. Could just be another Avalanche Riders. It's pretty unlikely that they play 2 of those, but, you know, they are playing a Yorion deck, so they've got a lot of card space for it. Could just be another Soul Herder. Restoration Angel is reasonable. Resto Flicker Avalanche Riders. Sure. We can no longer bolt the Soul Herder because he's gonna get to exile this and return it. And when that happens, it's gonna boost the Soul Herder by 1 power. Yep. Blow up my land. Okay. That's a good draw. I think we get a Blood Crypt, and we cast down the Soul Herder. And then we, it's a little bit frustrating now because they have a flying creature, so we don't get to ult this next turn. I suppose we could, I can plus here, block here, block here. Ashiok's gonna take 2. Assuming we cast down this instead. But then he blows up my Blood Crypt and we are stuck there again. Last card in their hand is an Acidic Slime. We could also bounce the Soul Herder and then make them exile a card from their hand. It's an awkward turn, to say the least. I definitely think we're plussing the Jace. So we'll probably just do that on the Venser. And then we'll fetch up a Blood Crypt. And we can, I suppose, the other option is to bolt and pick up Lutri. I wonder if they change the rules on this. Like, this kind of matters here, because if I can bolt Lutri bolt, that changes my play significantly. Yeah, so there's it's 3 generic mana, so it's not the mana cost. So that tells me that they have the new rules put in. I am going to take the line of cast down your Restoration Angel and -3 the Ashiok on the Soul Herder. And then it's this Nightmare versus Acidic Slime and a bunch of 2-power creatures. So I get to block here, and then this gets through on the Ashiok for 2. I guess the Soul Herder is probably worse for me because I get to flicker anything at the end of turn, whereas if they just but Resto still has flying. Yeah, so I'm gonna cast down this. Okay, I've concluded on my line. That took way too long for me to decide. No attacks. Pass the turn. I imagine that they exiled. Yeah, they exiled the Acidic Slime, so not too surprised there. They are choosing to pay the Echo cost, which does not surprise me either. That means they get to hit at least one of these Planeswalkers for 2. I can only assume it's probably going to be the Ashiok. They can also spend 3 mana to pick up the Yorion this turn, which is terrifying. The Soul Herder is a reasonable line, but I wouldn't fault them for just picking up the Yorion. If they attack with everything, okay, they didn't attack with everything, which leads me to believe that they're going to flicker the Avalanche Riders. Okay. Not flickering the Avalanche Riders tells me they're just going to pick up Cord, and they can Cord for 3. And this engine is getting annoying. Okay, second red source isn't bad. This turn, we can pick up Lutri, bolt, flashback bolt. So let's bolt this to start with. Mm-hmm. Okay. Another Soul Herder. We're gonna go ahead and pay 2. We're gonna -3. And then recast the bolt. Again on Soul Herder, I think. And then we're gonna pick up Lutri. And plus the Ashiok. No attacks. Astrolabe. Astrolabe. Yep. Yep. And they're likely picking up Yorion this turn. Unless they just have something else to be doing. I guess they have something else to be doing. This turn we can minus the Jace, target something like Terminate or Cast Down, and then copy it with the Lutri. I don't think that's absolutely necessary. I think just building up an army is probably fine. We're going to just do that. I'm going to target the Avalanche Riders. I don't think it really matters. We are running a little bit behind on clock, which is a little scary. Ephemerate is terrifying. I think we just have to win with Ashiok at this point. Like, but now they get to flicker Resto. Oh, okay. Well, they didn't do that, which is wonderful for me. Yeah, I mean, you can do this all day. I'll let you dance like this all you want to, but you know, if they're not actually playing their cards, their Restoration Angels, I think I'm okay with this. Eternal Witness is getting quite annoying. Link blocks. What is it with you guys with OnlyFans? I think I'm just gonna keep playing this game as long as we have a shot, and as while I'm ahead on clock as well. Cord for 5, probably a Kiki-Jiki if I had to guess. Yep, that's Kiki-Jiki. Yep, that's a Resto. And then, just because I'm ahead on clock, I'm just going to make them make 3 Angels and attack me. Normally, I wouldn't make my opponent do this, but that's who put a Jordan out on the field. He did, dude. This guy's got... Look how long that nose is. That guy does kind of look like Jordan. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never noticed this little serpent behind Kiki-Jiki. Kind of wonder if he's gonna keep going or if he just realizes that he has lethal with just 3 Angels. I mean, he should know exactly what's in my hand. He watched me pick up the Lutri, so... Also, he punted just slightly because he got Kiki-Jiki first and then just cast the Restoration Angel. I mean, you know, like, he knows that I have the Lutri in my hand, but if he knows that I have the Lutri, he should just be attacking me, so... It was a very odd attack. He's like, I'm gonna attack with these 3 and also these 2. All right, I died. Super heavy creature matchup. I definitely want like basically all of the sweepers that I have. So I've got these 4 pseudo sweeper effects. Cletus is obviously just a way to sort of stabilize the board. Aether Gust is probably fine. They got a lot of green cards. Disdainful Stroke can hit a big chord, even if they just chord for 1. Disdainful Stroke hits that. Question is it better than some of the things that I have in here? They don't have a ton of 2-drops, so I think I'm probably going to cut Spell Snare. Brutality's kind of... Brutality's actually pretty good here, never mind, because they have a bunch of chords in their deck. Also worth noting that Disdainful Stroke will hit their partner, companion, whatever the Pokemon are called. Rise-Fall was kind of whatever there. I mean, it's fine, but they probably are playing some number of Veil of Summer, so my counter magic is kind of whatever. Brazen Borrower is not the greatest. I'm just kind of like trimming like random stuff, honestly, because like the whole list is, you know, like a mess. It's just a bunch of like Grixis cards that are like okay. I think I like Mana Leak better than I like Remand in this matchup. I think it can kind of go either way, but we're going to play it like this. I'm going to take out the Vanillion Click as well and do something like that. I should probably take out the Nicol Bolas, but like, I mean, come on. There's a reason why we're here, right? We've come this far. Yes. Please and thank you. May I has more, please? I could take a look at their hand, but I think I'm going to hold this as a removal spell, and we'll just jam the Search for Inscanta here. Just get that thing a-ticking. Noble Hierarch. This tells me they have Veil of Summer. No, I think I'll keep Nick on top. We'll play a Scalding Tarn and just pass. And then if they decide to play some 4-mana play here, like a Avalanche Riders or whatever, I can Disdainful Stroke it. Eternal Witness is fine. Again, they're representing Veil of Summer, so I'm not going to just walk into it. It's possible I should have just taken that turn to just pick up the Lutri. It's a little bit of a shame that even though this card has Flash, I can't pick it up at instant speed. Just going to get a Water Grave tapped here. And then this turn, I think I'm just jamming Nick. Yeah, we'll put a Steam Vents into the graveyard. That card's good. Still just jamming Nick. And if they want to cycle Veil of Summer, that's more than fine by me. Discarded Arkham's Astrolabe. Yeah, this 1000% telegraphs to me that they have a Veil of Summer because they're choosing not to fetch for another Snowland or play Snowland and then fetch for, you know, another land to then play their Arkham's Astrolabe. So they almost certainly have a Veil of Summer in their hand. 5-mana play is a little bit scary. They could definitely be playing something like a Kiki-Jiki here. If they do that, I think I'm okay. Avalanche Riders is fine. They'll get one of my lands, but that's fine. We have another one. Okay, this is no longer fun. My opponent said, your lands is now gone by. No. I definitely want the Arkham's Astrolabe here. And then I'm just going to play it, and then probably fetch and play this Collector Brutality. And I don't think I'm going to have time to play this Disdainful Stroke anymore, so I'm going to just ditch it and take a look at their hand. So 2 modes, -2/-2, reveal your hand, and we'll take the Veil of Summer away from them. If they want to pay the echo cost on that, I think that's fine. We'll just discard the Disdainful Stroke. And then this part is probably, I have to pick between like a Veil of Summer and a Chord if I had to guess. No Veil. But I'll take your Chord. My opponent definitely played that well in representing the Veil. And hopefully this Search for Azcanta just wins me the game. What else did they have in their hand? They had Soul Herder and Arkham's Astrolabe that I just deleted by mistake. The Soul Herder can obviously flicker the Avalanche Riders, and oh yeah, they're gonna get to do this a couple turns, aren't they? Oh, you messed up, dude. Yeah. Yeah, way to go. You just rebound the Avalanche Riders. It's possible I should have, I guess it really doesn't matter, honestly, whether I collect Brutality, kill the Avalanche Riders, or the Eternal Witness, because then they just pick up the Avalanche Riders. You know, it's a lose-lose situation. But they misplayed, and now I'm okay, right? Why does it still say can be played? Are they just picking up Yorion? Okay, no, they're playing another Eternal Witness. So that was their draw for the turn. And they have a Soul Herder in their hand. So now they're Eternal Witnessing, picking up probably Avalanche Riders. Yes. They're picking up Avalanche Riders. Maybe I should just be killing them with this Nicol Bolas. Card's really good. I can just counter their Avalanche Riders. And I'll just attack them for 4. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have time to play Jace. Okay. The do nothing turn tells me that they told me that they had a Court of Calling. They had something to do, but they're just choosing not to do anything, which is real weird. Soul Herder is fine. by taking this line, if they want to cast the Avalanche Riders, they walk it right into the Disdainful Stroke. And then I get to block here, so they don't have very many good, or they don't have any good Soul Herder targets. Yeah, so he's just not going to give me the choice of... And I definitely just want to draw the Drown in the Lock. Venser. Okay. If he bounces my Nicol Bolas, yeah, I'm like super okay with this. I just get to draw Drown in the Lock and then play Nicol Bolas, make you discard the last card in your hand. They are officially on red clock. Avalanche Riders. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, in his second main, we'll fetch up a Mystic Sanctuary, put the Serum Visions back on top. Yeah, we'll put the Serum Visions back on top. And then we'll Drown in the Lock the Soul Herder. That way they can't flicker the Venser and make me pick up my Nicol Bolas, and I can put them on a substantial clock this turn. Narset, Anger of the Gods. It's pretty good. Pretty good combination of cards here. I'm just going to go top with the Anger. And I'm going to attack them for 4 and then play a Narset. It's possible I could have gone bottom, hoping to like dig the top 4 and find the Lightning Bolt, but it's like whatever. I'll just take the Anger of the Gods. I think that's the most powerful card here. Do they not have enough mana to pick up Yorion and play it? Oh, no, okay, they didn't draw land. Well... Man, this opponent's plays are all over the place. Like, if they pick up Soul Herder, play Soul Herder, they get to flicker the Venser and then make me pick up Nicol Bolas after attacking the Narset down. It would be in a very good position there. Obviously, I get to anger their entire board, and, you know, I no longer have a Narset, but... They went Eternal Witness, pick up Chord of Calling, and now they're courting for... maybe Kiki Jiki? I don't really know. Oh, no, okay, I didn't count how many they could potentially do. It was 3. Opponent has 3 minutes to win this game. I don't know what this... Okay, yeah, I was like, I don't know what the scariest 3-drop you could possibly draw is. I think they win the game if they just pick up Soul Herder, Flicker Vince, or make me pick up Nicol Bolas there, but... whatever. I'm not gonna contest it. I definitely should have thought of that line prior to... you know what? I should probably be playing Ashiok, because, like, they tutor their deck a lot. Let's do that instead of, like, this Force of Negation. Yeah. I wasn't really thinking about that, but that shuts off their Chord engine almost entirely, and also helps manage Eternal Witness a little bit. Obviously, a little bit non-Bowie with Drown in the Lock into the story, but, you know, I'm not too worried about being non-Bowie. We're just, you know, play the good cards. Hope they work out, right? That's the idea. Engineered Explosives was a little bit awkward there. Obviously, Anger the Gods was going to be phenomenal if we got to resolve it. So there is a bit of an argument as to whether or not I should take out the Engineered Explosives. It's possible that I should just be, like, aggressively trying to put Lutri in my hand earlier in the game rather than, like, saving it for, like, in-game super value. Because, like, at this point, you really kind of have to, like, spend your mana where you can. There was, like, I think it was exactly on turn 3 where I just didn't spend any mana because I was holding up Disdainful Stroke. Now, obviously, if I don't spend the mana there, then, you know, he's incentivized to just jam his 4-drop, jam his Avalanche Riders, and blow up one of my lands, which is bad for me. But, you know, I think there's a little bit of a back and forth there that you have to decide on, and I don't know what's correct yet. I won the match. Okay. Well, not going to argue with that one. I will take my victory. I don't feel like I earned it, but I'll take it. So far, biggest concerns with this deck, I don't think it's super competitive, but man, it is a blast to play. Nicol Bolas is definitely one of my favorite Magic cards to have been printed. All variations of him. Even the original one, even the Legends one, you know, like just hit somebody, take all their cards out of their hand. Right? That's what the original one does. I'm like 90% sure that's what that one does, but... sure. I will keep. And has interaction, blue cards, and lands. I'll just grab a Watery Grave. Steam Vents, or I'm sorry, Serum Visions, rather. Fatal Push into the story. I don't think we need into the story yet, so I'm going to bottom that one. I'm just going to keep the Fatal Push on top. I don't really know what we're playing against, obviously, but Fatal Push is pretty good in most modern matches. Playing against a green-white deck, so I can almost guarantee that it's going to be good. Yeah. They're notably not playing a Pokemon, so no worries there. I think we just kill the Arbor Elf. I don't really want them doing something silly. I could have also just held up Remand, but... Strangleroot Geist. Okay. Not entirely sure what this is. Seems a little bit aggressive, so my life total might matter, but I think we're going to go ahead and shotgun a Steam Vents anyways. I'll bottom the second cantrip. Okay, Collective Brutality helps a little bit. It'll give me an idea of what is going on in their hand. I think I'll just hold up Remand this turn. I could have gone Brutality, ditch Thoughtseize, kill this, make show me their hand, but I'll just Remand the Strangleroot Geist. And then their turn is a little bit awkward. Okay, I was really hoping that not to be a Noble Hierarch, just so they don't get the extra point. So it being a bird is just slightly better for us. I can go Jace, Collective Brutality, kill this, take a look at your hand, and then I could also just kill the bird, take a look at your hand by discarding the Thoughtseize, and then Jace will be online for next turn. Let's do that. Okay, Eldritch Evolution is what we got out of their hand. I think we're getting memed on, boys. A little bit terrified of double Strangleroot Geist this turn. We are going to 4. So this next turn is likely going to be hope we draw a swamp. No blocks. Okay. What do we do? It's a little bit unfortunate that I don't have any red removal spells yet. If I had like a lightning bolt here in the graveyard somewhere, that would help out immensely. Given the Mystic Sanctuary draw, we could put like a bolt on top and then draw it and then get to kill a couple things. In the middle of combat, mind you. So, we still live. I think I'm going to play Sanctuary, put Serum Visions on top. And then I'm going to loot that into my hand. And then play Serum Visions. Cryptic Command is quite good. Steam Vince is kind of whatever. So we'll keep the Cryptic on top. Rise Fall is also quite good for us here. We can play the Rise half. So the plan is just to plus on one of these guys, and then next turn, during their combat step, we will snap Fatal Push. Block one, Fatal Push the other. Block first. Not really much reason not to. There is a little bit of a downside to this, obviously. They do come back as 3/2s. And I don't have a sweeper, but buys us a little bit of time. Cryptic Command is going to buy us a little more time, obviously. I think we just recast Serum Visions. Then hold up Cryptic. And then we can start looping Cryptic Mystic Sanctuary. I don't think either of those cards are going to help me here. We really needed a land there off of that. Okay, beginning of combat, we will tap all your creatures, pick up my Mystic Sanctuary. So this turn, we can go Mystic Sanctuary, put Cryptic on top. We can go Rise, make you pick up your, I mean, Rise doesn't really do much of anything, honestly, just because these guys have haste, so it doesn't really matter. Kolaghan's Command does effectively kill one of these 3/2s, but killing both of them is going to be a tad bit of a challenge. If we plus on this guy, hold up Kolaghan's Command to, well, I guess we could just do that. Why not? We'll just try this. See if this works out. Yeah, you got a Temple Garden, Mystic Sanctuary, put this on top. Say yes. Say go. And then we're just going to K-Command, kill this, make them discard, or no, K-Command, kill this, pick up Snapcaster Mage, and then if they, like, play the 4th copy of Strangleroot Geist, I'm going to have to block with the picked up Snapcaster Mage. Or if they just have some other haste creature or something. That took a little bit of time last turn. Opponent's taking their own time this turn, so we are stuck in their upkeep, so I don't know if they, okay. We have moved into their main phase. They've drawn another land, and they shocked it in, oh, okay, yeah, this is the Angrass Marauders thing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to K-Command, kill this, pick up Snap, block. Because like I said, if they draw a haste threat, then we're in an awkward spot. And that's kind of like a haste threat. I guess I should have been paying more attention. I forgot that this was in their hand. Okay, yeah. Turn target creature from your graveyard to your hand, 2 damage. This guy. Flash this in. Give K-Command flashback, it doesn't really matter. And then block here. Okay. And then at this point, we can plus here, use Rise to pick up my Snapcaster Mage and make them pick up their Angrass Marauders. And that's black, blue. And then we'll play in our set. Draw a card. Is this guy legendary? It's not legendary, so we'll just pick up the cast down. Hopefully they don't draw anything else super silly. They just recast the Angrass Marauders. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, this is fine. They can attack for 0. And we'll do that again. Draw a card. It's fine. Play this tapped. And then we can cast down this and hold up Cryptic Command. It's possible I should have shocked that in so I could hold up Cryptic Command and cast down, but hopefully we don't get punished for it. Maybe they just play like a Eldritch Evolution or something like that. We get to force a negation it. I'm just going to go ahead and kill this. I don't think there's really any reason not to. Bolt you. Well, I'm going to force this. Hopefully I don't just get punished for not. Bird. I'm okay with bird. Yeah, I'll just plus here. Say go. Yeah, I'm okay with this. And then end of turn, we'll just go snap into the story. Draw 4 cards. Opponent concedes. Okay. Similar line of play this game. We are going to play all the things that kill the creatures. And they're playing some silly Angrass Marauders combo, but I don't think they're attempting to actually cast it from their hand. I think their goal is mostly to Eldritch Evolution into it, and things of that nature. So I don't think I'm going to bring in the Disdainful Stroke. Just on the basis of that. So the question becomes, what do we board out? They're mostly playing to the board, so I think I'm going to board out the Thoughtseize. Collective Brutality is probably fine. Remand is like whatever on the draw. Force of Negation doesn't have a ton of targets. So it does hit the combo if they're like trying to Eldritch Evolution into something. Ricefall was pretty good there. Just take out a Braid. I don't think there's a correct way to do that, but we'll just take out some of our removal spells in favor of some sweepers. And then we'll show them my Lutri. Ooh, spell snare is gonna be good this game. I hope. Hopefully they just jam a Strangleroot Geist when we get to snare it. Yep. I think I'm just gonna leave up the option. I know they played an Arbor Elf, but you know, it's possible they still play a 2-drop this turn. Second Arbor Elf. Well, that's a little awkward, friend. They've played 2 Arbor Elves and they have no forests in play. We'll just grab a Watery Grave. And then here. Yeah, I'll just hold up Terminate. There's not really huge incentive to Serum Visioning this turn. Okay. Wooded Foothills does mean that they have a forest on tap. It's possible I should have terminated there, but it's probably okay. We'll spell snare this. Am I getting Veiled? I love Veil of Summer. It's my favorite card. I always have so much fun playing against it. So many good interactions. I suppose if I terminated in response to the bolt, they probably just veil me there anyways, so it's not like it mattered a ton. We'll go ahead and Serum Visions. I don't think it matters because I'm gonna have to get a black source here anyways. Archmage's Charm is an interesting one. And then we'll just terminate. What do I terminate here? Or do I even terminate? I guess I'll terminate the Voice of Resurgence with the plan of casting Risefall. Yeah, you have to pick up something with Risefall, which is a little frustrating. Maybe we just rise or fall them. Let's do that. Okay, they showed me Seasoned Pyromancer and Windswept Teeth, which is not ideal, but it is like fine. We took a Seasoned Pyromancer. Eldritch Evolution. Oh. Oh. So this is what we're doing. That's a good draw. I still don't think it wins me the game. Kills everything except for the Winota, and this kills me by itself once I fetch. I needed that last turn. Okay, now that I have a little bit of a better idea of what they're doing, I think I am gonna board. I meant to board this out last time, but I'm gonna board that out this time. We're just gonna bring in the Ashiok again, just cause. No searching. And I don't know. Hopefully we don't run into Veil. Yeah, this is fine. I know it's not fantastic because we only have one land, but we have some cheap interaction and hopefully a way to find some more lands. So we'll Inquisition them and then sleight of hand on turn 2 if we don't find a land. So we'll need to go to Watery Grave here. Okay, Arbor Elf, Eldritch Evolution, Seasoned Pyromancer. If we draw a land, leaving them with the Arbor Elf is like okay. And leaving them with the Eldritch Evolution is fine if we land the Ashiok. So I think the correct play is to take the Seasoned Pyromancer and hope to draw a land for cast down. Yeah, we'll take the Seasoned Pyromancer. What you got, opponent? Forest. Arbor Elf. Okay. Finally decided what they were doing. Land. Land. Hey, I spoke it into existence. So now the question is, do we cast down the Arbor Elf, or do I sleight of hand looking for a third land to try and land the Ashiok to ensure that they can't really Eldritch Evolution effectively? If they draw any 3-drop in the next two, or in this draw step or the past one, then the cast down or the line of sleight of handing is a little awkward because we don't get to kill this. So I think I'm gonna kill this. Yeah, they just play a tap land, which is fine by me. And now we just have to beg our deck for a third land. It's not ideal if we miss it this turn and have to find it with the sleight of hand, but, you know. Finding it is better than not. This guy is really taking his time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm behind on clock, so I can't say much, but the time I used was decision-based. He already played his land, so like... He did draw Stomping Ground for turn, so I think these are the 5 cards in his hand right now. Actually, I don't know if I deleted that. Oh, maybe I deleted the Arbor Elf. Reveals their hand, Eldritch Evolution, Ingress Marauders. Yeah. And so Snow Covered Forest. So he's got 1 card I don't know of. We did it. Okay. Engineered explosives, not the greatest there. Give me a land. It's tempting, but I'll take the land. Obviously, we tapped the snow land, so. Yeah. Go. Gonna go ahead and get a blue-red source here at the end of turn. Seasoned Pyromancer is fine. We're discarding Angerest Marauders Temple Garden. Grab Steam Vents. Tapped. And I think I'm just gonna play the Ashiok, just so they can't Eldritch this away. A little bit frustrating here with the opponents taking their time, but not too big of a deal. I could off this turn. I mean, worst thing that happens is he Eldritch Evolutions. I'm probably supposed to play the Ashiok, right? Yeah. Just shut that down before it happens. And then now he's gonna attack my Ashiok with these. Because the opponent does not enjoy planeswalkers. I don't know. They wanna search their deck and do their dumb things. But I wanna not have them search their deck so I can do my dumb things with my planeswalkers. I don't want to just pass through this. Yeah. Grab another Watery Grave. I don't think I want to grab a Mystic Sanctuary there, just because there's not really anything in the graveyard that I want to pick up. So yeah, I'm gonna just say go again this turn. They play a 2-drop, we can Spell Snare it, and then we can also play Vendilion Click if when we play the Vendilion Click, I will likely target. I could just target myself, put the E on bottom. The E is kind of awkward here. Really want spot removal instead of a sweeper because these guys are kind of like all over the place. Or just a better sweeper. Anger of the Gods. Or Damnation. Anger of the Gods. Yep, I'm cool with them attacking. Just play a Vendilion Click, and I'll click myself. I could choose to click them, but I think I'm okay. I think clicking myself is the better line here. Ooh, that's a spicy meatball. It's a tad bit awkward now. Yeah, if they play a... Well, now that they already had the mana sources for it. I was going to say it's a tad bit awkward now that I've taken the engineered explosives out of my hand, because now they can activate the ability of the Seasoned Pyromancer and make a couple elementals. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think if they want to... Yeah, this is fine. I think I'm even okay with the attack. I just want to Foff this turn. I don't really care about the Ashiok being in play too much anymore, because I have a counterspell for the Eldritch Evolution, and if he wants to just cast the Eldritch Evolution, then we'll just Cryptic counter draw. Though, if I'm being honest with you, he probably has a Veil of Summer at this point. Let me draw some cards. Okay. Dude, I mean, I'll draw 4 lands all day. 3 lands versus K Command, Snow-Covered Island. I mean, I think I'm okay with this pile. Just simply because now I can go Snapcaster Mage, target Kolaghan's command, block, and then pick up the Snapcaster Mage, do some shenanigans that way. I'm just gonna play Snow-Covered Island. Sigil. I am a tad bit confused at why my opponent is just fetching here. I mean, they have the mana to just activate the Seasoned Pyromancer, so they could have just left the fetches in play if they have something for that, but whatever. Alright, we'll take 3. And then here we'll just go Snapcaster K Command. Probably just make you discard, pick up Vendilion Click. Okay, Mana Leak is a little awkward here. Mystic Sanctuary, I think I'll just put Foff on top. And then we'll attack for 2. I don't think I'm blocking. Yep. That is also fine. Cavern is pretty scary here. Do I let myself take 5? We'll take 5. They didn't even attempt to kill me with their little 1/1s. Color me confused. Run it back. So far, we're doing okay. I wouldn't say that the deck is outstanding by any means, but we're doing okay. We have not run out of gas, really. There's plenty of things to do when you play cards that are, you know, like 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Luris versus Lutri. Okay, so we are on fully updated rules, so it'll be interesting to see what the opponent is doing with Luris. Probably Burn, if I had to guess. Burn's like the most free deck that you can possibly be playing Luris in. Does not look like Burn. Still could be, I guess. They could be fetching red-white. Nope, not Burn. Interesting that they are choosing to play mana creatures in a deck that is mostly 3 drops or less. So that leads me to believe that they're probably playing some big spells. So we'll fetch up a snow-covered island, play this Arkham's Astrolabe, and say go. Drew Jace, Varin's Prodigy, which is a good draw. Dustwatch Recruiter. Attack for 1. Okay. Cryptic Command was on top. They know about that one. So we can hold up Remand. Buy ourselves a turn. If I had to guess, this is their collected company turn. So I think that means that I want to Thought Erasure them or get the Jace down. But I think I like Thought Erasuring better. So we'll grab a Watery Grave and Thought Erasure them. Finale of Devastation was the only card. And I'll leave Bone Crusher on top. So they are likely spending 3 mana to pick up Luris. Plays Wooded Foothills. And I think we'll just play a Scalding Tarn here. And then we'll probably opt plus Bone Crusher or Remand on their turn. It's a little bit awkward that the Kralin Horde Howler flipped last turn. Or this turn, rather. Just because now it is too big to be stomped. Probably play Luris. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just stomp it. Yep. Yep. Giver of Runes is a little bit annoying. We'll go ahead and stomp the Luris. And then fetch up a snow-covered island and opt. Definitely don't want a 5-mana Planeswalker right now. Not quite the time for you, Nikki B. Kralin Horde flips back, which is okay for me. They get to start drawing cards with it, which is a little annoying, but I think I'm okay with that. So they're gonna have 3 cards in their hand next turn. I think this turn I just want to I think it's just play Surge, play Jace. I kind of forgot this guy was here. It's possible I should have just played this and then played a tap land. That could have been a reasonable line just because of how big this is going to be in combat. And I don't know that I can afford to take that much damage. Okay, yeah, I was like, I think they put a Duskwatch into their hand with a Duskwatch. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Yep. We'll go to 3. Okay, they can draw their card. Yes, we'll bend the Snapcaster Mage. Yes, we'll flip Azcanta. I think we'll go ahead and loot with Jace, because I think we're going to have to Cryptic this turn anyways. A Braid is a good draw. I mean, it's decent. It's not the greatest, but I do need some kind of spot removal for some of this stuff whenever we untap. So I'm going to pitch a steam vents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am going to have to shock this in. We'll go to 1. And then we will uptick on one of the Dustwatch recruiters. And then these guys are going to flip. They may spend some of their mana here trying to find creatures, which I'm totally fine with. It just means that the game's going to go a little bit longer. Unless, of course, they find both of their combo pieces, then the game might just end more quickly. Because I'm not exactly flourished on resources. So we are going to tap all your creatures and draw a card. Yep, birds is fine. Vizier is fine. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. Three damage. Here. So we'll go Mystic Sanctuary, put the Cryptic back on top. Say yes. And then at this point, we are going to have to draw with the opt. And then yes, we'll put that on top. And then we're left with 6 mana, so we can remand plus Cryptic. Go ahead and do I tap draw or do I tap bounce the Mystic Sanctuary? If I pick up Mystic Sanctuary, then I get to play it again next turn. But then I don't have any way to draw the Cryptic. So I think it's just tap draw. Okay, they didn't pick up anything with Dustwatch Recruiter, which is good for me. Collective Brutality is interesting. Okay. Just activating Dustwatch Recruiter again. And they found a Vizier of Remedies. It's interesting that they are choosing not to play it. We can go Culligan's Command, kill a 2/2, pick up Snapcaster Mage on their turn, Snapcaster Mage, abrade another 2-powered creature, and uptick the Jace. And by doing this, we don't technically have to do this to all of their creatures. We just have to So I'm gonna hit cancel real quick. I am going to go ahead and do this first. Pick up the Snapcaster, kill a Duskwatch Recruiter. And then we'll plus here, because we need to make sure that we actually cast a spell this turn. They're in their main phase, beginning of combat, and at this point, I'm okay with them attacking. Oh, that's a little awkward. So we do have to snap up Raid here. Free damage here. I don't know if that just appeared there or if they already had that. Yeah. We knew they had one more Vizier. Brazen Borrow is a good draw. We're going to go ahead and plus here. I don't think they have much in their hand, just based on how they're sort of playing. We can... We don't quite have enough mana to pick up Lutri and then Lutri copy Collective Brutality. But what we can do is Collective Brutality, kill this, and then gain a little bit of life. We can gain 2 life. And just play out the Bone Crusher Giant. And then we still have enough mana for Remand Brazen Borrower. So 2 modes. We'll go kill this. Lose 2 life. We'll just kill this. And then you lose 2. I gain 2. And we will discard just the Inquisition. I don't think that card's doing much at this point. Cord for 2. I'm just going to remand this. Yeah, this is fine. If we draw a land next turn, we get to pick up Lutri and then immediately have enough mana to cast Petty Theft and then copy it with Lutri. Yeah, that's fine. We'll block with Snapcaster Mage here. Yep. Cord for 2. Probably just going to go get Devoted Druid. So we'll kill that. Pick up the Snapcaster Mage. I mean, if they want to untap it twice, that's fine. Yeah, dude, you can sit here and untap this indefinitely if you want. It doesn't matter to me. And then I'll just pass. And then at this point, we have Snapcaster Mage plus Remand if we absolutely need it. We have Petty Theft to for like onboard interaction. Eladamri's Call is probably just gonna find. Yeah, well, I thought about that for a brief second. I was like, they might just find Walking Ballista here. Post-mortem lunge. I could just make them pick up the Vizier. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. I might be dead. I can Foff and hope to find Force of Negation. And then if they have a land, I'm dead. Because then they can just cast Walking Ballista for 3. So I think that's the line. Yep. A little bit frustrating, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to lose some games here. Feels like I've just done the same sideboarding plan basically every game here. I don't really want Thought Erasure. I'll play 4 mana Nick over Thought Erasure. We are significantly behind on clock, which is a big downside to playing this deck. There are a lot of decisions to be made. It's not, you know, super straightforward. Play my creatures, do the thing. So a little bit of a downside to playing something as complicated as this. This looks fine. I think I'm actually going to lead on Mystic Sanctuary, and then I'll fetch up like a Blood Crypt here, so that way I have all my colors. And then I can play Mana Leak on 2 or one of the 3 other cards in my hand. Go Opt, Fatal Push, or Bold or something. Opponent mulligans the 6. It is pretty free to play Lyris in this deck, isn't it? In the opponent's deck. Just playing mostly spells. Obviously you don't get access to some of the better 3-drops that you normally hit off of Collected Company. I'm okay with this. We're just gonna pass and then Mana Lake whatever they do. Burrington Forge Tender. Okay. What a weird sequence of draws. I'm just gonna Mana Leak this while I have the opportunity to do so. I was really expecting them to just play a 2-drop, because they showed us a lot of 2-drops last game, but, you know, 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop is also fine. I'm just gonna play land Sigo. Weird. I'll braid this. Kinda wish we had blue-black here available. Devoted Druid's fine. I am gonna go ahead and Fatal Push, even though it's somewhat likely that they have a Veil of Summer or something of that nature. Kind of just have to play through it. So they had 2 Viziers, they get 2 draws to potentially find some form of a combo. Elidomri's Call doesn't do it. Finale of Devastation doesn't do it. Does Luris do anything? I mean, it lets him replay like a giver, but basically like have to find Anger of the Gods. Suppose I can just Snapcaster Mage and then bolt the Devoted Druid. Then they just get to replay it with the Luris, but at the very least, well, I guess I could get rid of the graveyard with the... Yeah, let's do that. Snap. Lightning Bolt the Devoted Druid. And then we'll get rid of the graveyard. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Well, that card is good, but I do not think it's going to get me out of this situation. And I kind of have to just play the land outright because next turn I need to be able to play the Ashiok and Deprive. I mean, they get to keep drawing lots of cards, but as long as they don't combo me, I don't think we're in a bad spot. Yep, that's a Devoted Druid. I can't even play the Ashiok and the Deprive. I thought for some reason I was going to have one more mana this turn, but... or one more card at least, I guess. So I can bounce the Devoted Druid, or I can draw some cards, play the Ashiok, minus on the devoted druid, make them, you know, exile a card out of their hand or whatever. I guess we're brainstorming with Jace. I don't think there's any other line with him. Engineered explosives. Well, that just has to be the line, right? Just like playing engineered explosives and then picking up Lutri. But then what? Play engineered explosives, blow it, play the land, pick up Lutri, and then it's Luris versus Ashiok effectively. I do get to exile their graveyard, which is good. And then I can leave this on top. But I need to fetch, though, in order to be able to... Alright, let's do it this way. We're going to put Ashiok Deprive on top, and then I'm going to play this fetch land, fetch up a Mystic Sanctuary, put the Archmage's Charm on top, and then we're going to play this for 2. Immediately crack it. Pick up my companion, and then exile their graveyard. I'm gonna get on COD, Dustin says. That's respectable, dude. Go get on COD. I might join you here in a couple hours if you're still on. It's gonna take me a minute to finish this Magic League. So they obviously get to kill one of my Planeswalkers. They're more than likely going to kill my Jace, unless they absolutely need to search for something. And they do kill the Jace. I'm just going to pass. They bobble me. So we're gonna go target player draws 2 cards, hold, control to hold priority. And I'm gonna Lutri, copy it, and draw 4. And I'll be honest, that was not a very good combination of cards. We'll play Mystic Sanctuary, probably put this back on top. And then we may as well escalate this just to look at their hand. Postmortem lunge, finale of devastation. So I'm okay with leaving them with the finale, and I'll take the postmortem lunge. Okay, and then at this point, all it's about is literally just finding a win condition. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know why I didn't counter the postmortem lunge. Yeah, now we lose our Ashiok, which is bad. Draw 2. Just gonna do this now. So if I draw something other than lands, we get to do something, but of course I'm just gonna draw lands. So they bobbled themselves and chose to not crack their fetch land, which leads me to believe that the card that they have on top is something that they want. Finale for 2. Okay. It's certainly possible that I should just be holding the Archmage's Charm to potentially counter something that they do. But I think I'm just gonna draw cards. Okay. That one's big. Both of those cards are big, to be clear. So Rise is the better one. We're going to pick up Snapcaster Mage and bounce the Giver. Blue. Black. And then if this resolves, we get to I mean, even if the opponent chooses to like veil here, we can deprive the veil, and then Snapcaster, Fatal Push or something. Snapcaster. Oh wait, we don't have another black source. We do have a Fatal Push, but we don't have another black source. I'm gonna go ahead and attack for 3. Because that might be what this game comes down to. We might have to just start attacking. I will say that I forgot that the Lutri is also red. This guy's mostly a blue creature, but it's all good. Made them think I had something. Eladomri's call for something. Picked up a giver. Play a Duskwatch. Activate Duskwatch. Find nothing. Play giver. Play giver. I mean, I'm okay with this. I mean, there's 30 cards left in our deck, and we still have an Anger of the Gods and a Damnation somewhere in there. Colligan's Command is also good. I think we pretty much win this game if we have the time, but I don't know that we're going to have the time. You discard, killed this. Black, red, 1. Yep. Activate Duskwatch. They found a Caustic Caterpillar. I think I just want to deprive this just so I can pick up my Mystic Sanctuary. I mean, that's fine. I still got to pick up my Mystic Sanctuary. Nikki B! Well, we get to cast him at least once. Let's see what he does. Draw me a card, Nikki B. The opponent exiled a Duskwatch Recruiter from their hand. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just block. I know they're probably going to give it protection, but that's fine. I think I'm more in for the 3 life than having my Lutri in play. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run out of time. Yeah, I ran out of time. What was the card on top? It's a little bit frustrating, because... Were we really 0-2 in there? I thought we won a game. Whoops. It's part of what you sign up for, I guess, playing whack control decks. Well, this could be a much faster game than our previous one. I think I'm just going to kill this, actually, instead of looking at their hand, because I don't know for sure that they're playing instants and sorceries. They're probably playing something like, what's the, like, armory something, where you can tutor your Steel Shaper's Gift. I think that's what it's called. And tutor for your equipment. Colossus Hammer. Yeah, that's what I figured it was. It was like this weird combo deck. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this up, because I think they're just going to activate Stoneforge this turn anyways, and I have Force to sort of help. I mean, realistically, the only other play that I had this turn was Remand, so... Okay. Sigarda's Aid is a little bit scary, but I'm okay with it. So I still have to cast the equipment. Evidently, I should have main decked the Damnation. Yeah, we'll just do that. Ideally, we draw a red source. Yeah. And then I'll just say go. And we can hopefully off end of turn. Unless they do something silly and I have to bone crusher something. Although I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. Like if they do something silly, we're probably just dead. Giver runes. Yep. Attack for 1. Yep. I'm gonna grab a Steam Vents and go ahead and cast Factor Fiction. Actually, we'll grab a Blood Crypt here. Not really any reason not to, and if we had Nicol Bolas, then we want to have triple black. We already have the 3 islands in play necessary for Mystic Sanctuary shenanigans. Cast Myfoth. Foth has done this to me twice now, where it's 4 lands and a card. Last time I think it was Jace. This time it's a Brazen Borrower. I think if they just split it 4 versus 1, I'd probably take the 4. If they split it 3v2, I'd probably just take the 3. I don't really think it matters how they split it here. I'm just drawing 3 cards with this. I accept these terms and conditions. I'm gonna stomp. I'm gonna terminate this. Here. Specifically, terminate doesn't get blown out if they have some kind of weird attachment that gives it plus X or something. And I guess after they gave it protection, I should have Lutri copied and also terminated the other giver. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have done that, but yep. Steel Shaper's Gift. Put it into your hand. Busted. Now we just basically lose the game, right? Yep. I believe I'm dead. I don't think it... well. I guess we do the line that I suggested after you copy and whatnot, then you end up with a board where it's Lutri versus a Stoneforge Mystic that has like 10 power or whatever, 11 power. So I can block at least. We'll do something like this. I don't really think there's a correct way to sideboard and something like this. If we had more artifact hate, obviously you'd bring that in. But I did bring in the pillage, right? Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. I meant to bring in the pillage. Or well, I thought about bringing in the pillage. I don't know if I necessarily meant to, but I'm like okay with shocking this in and fatal pushing something on turn 1, so I'm just gonna shock this in and then play a search for Escanton too. Alternatively, I could play this on 1 tapped, but I think we'll be okay. Ideally, we had a fetch land there, but that's okay. I can almost guarantee they're going to play a 1-drop. However, it's not a 1-drop that I can interact with a fatal push. I could have forced it, but I think the search for Escanto is more valuable than that. Also, we have a damnation in this game, which is hopefully going to be quite good. Ink Moth Nexus is terrifying. Blue card? No. Suppose I could have just like let them do their thing and then fatal push and cast down, and then they probably have to pay 2 life to like, you know, try and save this guy. What you got, opponent? This is definitely going to be a spot where Lutri not being castable from the companion zone is a tad bit awkward. If that were still the case, we could next turn potentially hold up Fatal Push and a copy of it with Lutri. Obviously, the Mystic Sanctuary is not going to come and play untapped, but if we draw an untapped land, then, you know, that becomes the case. This man's is out here really taking their sweet time. Yep. I think I'm just going to... No, yeah, I'm gonna save this. No. Boom. Your turn. Suppose I could have also waited until they actually played the hammer, but it's okay. Okay. Yep, I should have waited. Okay. Last game of the league. Hopefully we can pull out the 3-2. Oh no, did I double clicked it? Well, that was a way to start it. No companion this game. I did not successfully reveal to them my Pokemon. Without a Pokemon, how am I supposed to battle? Dude, please don't be Jund. Like, actually, though, I don't know if I'm ready for a grind fest against Jund without a Pokemon. Oh, no. Island. Your turn. I guess, at the very least, it could be green-black, such that they don't have boils in their sideboard that I have to play around. But they're probably still playing, like, choke or something. I don't know. That's a red manas. That's a Ren 6. I cry now. I don't really have anything to deal with this. Unfortunately. I'll just keep this on top. I think I'm going to need my lands. Go ahead and thought erasure them. We'll just take... I could take the Inquisition with the plan of just drown and locking the Tarmogoyf. But I don't really care if they Inquisition me and take the drown and the lock because they already have this Nihil Spellbomb loaded up to just counter it whenever. So I think I'm just going to take the Tarmogoyf. I'll put that on top, because why not? Inquisition. They are likely to take my Drown and Lock here, even though the Abrade also kills the Luris. Drown and Lock's kind of more awkward to play around. I think the natural progression of things is if they pick up the Luris out of their companion zone and we cast, and they cast the Luris, we cast the Drown and the Lock, they spellbomb themselves, and in doing so, they exile not only the spellbomb, but their entire graveyard, so the Luris doesn't do anything. Okay. As suspected, they take the Drown and the Lock. Abrade is fine here against the Luris. They're going to spend 3 mana to pick it up and then 3 mana to play it, and then I can Abrade it, and that's fine for what we need it for. And they're just going to pick up their land here. Yep. Now I'm likely just going to play a Polluted Delta and say go, unless we draw something of significant relevance. Oh, that's right, we put the Serum Visions on top. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just fetch up a Steam Vents. May as well just put it in play untapped. Our life total is not going to matter a ton in this matchup early on. It's mostly just a grind fest. Matters less so now that they're not playing Bloodbraid Elf, things of that nature. Yeah. I think I want both of those cards. So we'll go top. Tad bit unfortunate that we may not actually get to draw, because I think the natural progression of things, we're going to draw our Nicol Bolas the Dragon God, and then play and fetch for a Watery Grave, so we can play Nicol Bolas the Ravager on 4. So Dragon God might be stuck in our hand for a little bit, but, you know. I suppose I probably should have put the land on top, so I ensured I had a 5th land for Ashiok, instead of trying to land Nicol Bolas. I was somewhat tempted to just leave the land on top and hold up Spell Snare or Braid this turn, which probably would have been fine now that I'm looking at it again because the Nicol Bolas can just take out the Wrenn and 6. But if they play any threat next turn, it puts us in an awkward spot. Poor guy. Didn't even stand a chance against my Spell Snare. I think I'm just going to play the Ashiok and minus on the Wrenn. And if they want to take the Ashiok out, then they'll need to animate the Raging Ravine and attack it that way. Or throw a Lightning Bolt at it. It's a tad bit unfortunate that I can't abrade the Raging Ravine. Played a Bloodstained Mire. They're probably going to fetch, and then just animate the Ravine and attack the Ashiok. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to yield all the way through the turn, I just wanted to yield till the end. Still a tad bit unfortunate. They are going to get to animate and kill the Dragon God as well. But I don't really have another option, unfortunately. I just have to keep taking resources from them. These two cards don't do much of anything. If we draw a land, the remand is live, so we can remand something. Lightning Bolt is not the greatest of draws. definitely being punished here for accidentally misclicking on the Lutri at the beginning of the game. Having something else to do here would have been better than playing the Nicol Bolas last turn. Terminate is a great draw for us. Deals with the Raging Ravine. Oh, punish for your sequencing, bud. Probably still gonna lose anyways, because Raging Ravines are powerful. I think we pretty much have to draw like Culligan's Command at this point. What does that do? Basically nothing. I mean, it puts Serum Visions back on top, which is better than the average draw step. Draw the card. Looks like as far as win conditions go, we have a Jace the Mind Sculptor and a couple creatures still left. Bone Crusher Giant, Vendilion Click, Brazen Borrower, that sort of stuff. And we do thankfully have 2 answers for each of these ravines. Okay. Serum Visions. I think I'm just gonna go bottom looking for Jace. Deprive is quite good. I'll take that one. So we can deprive their play and abrade their Raging Ravine. Okay, they picked up Lyris. So if they just cast Lyris, we're just going to counter it with the Deprive. Collective Brutality can kill the Lyris if we decide to go that route. We can hold the Deprive for something else. I think I'm just going to say go. Collective Brutality wasn't a very good draw. We really need, like, Into the Story or Fact or Fiction or Cruel Ultimatum. Actually, Cruel Ultimatum wouldn't be a good draw here because we don't have double red, but I opted not to play Cruel Ultimatum as much fun as that would have been. Yeah, I think I'm depriving this. I know I can tag it with the Collective Brutality, but I just don't want them to put like a Scooz or a Goyf back into play. Tarmogoyf. That's a big boy. That's one beefy boy. Snapcaster Mage is quite bad here. Well, I'm just gonna do this and bait out the Nile Spellbomb. Apparently they're not biting. So weird to me that they've animated a Raging Ravine at the beginning of their combat step every time. Abrade this. Yep, Force Negation's not gonna do it. We can gain 2 life. And we're not dead to the Tarmogoyf. But we basically have to draw Fatal Push or Cast Down here or something like that. Yep. Yeah, I think unfortunately I have to take the Narset here. And really I'm just chump blocking with the Snapcaster Mage. No, I can... Hmm. Yep. This is my only line. And I maybe even put in an awkward position because they have a removal spell of some kind. Because they really haven't cast many. So we're just going to play this. And hope they don't have anything. Yeah, that's fine. The Nihil Spellbomb doesn't really do anything aside from draw them a card. Which could be the difference between them winning and losing the game. Because if they draw a second removal spell, I think I'm dead regardless. But we are going to have to like force the first removal spell if they have one. Yep. Yep. Okay, hopefully this time we don't just accidentally not show them the companion. I really just want like every piece of value that I can get. So like I want these. I want this. I want these. I want this. I think I want all of these. This is arguable. All of this is pretty good. This card is not great. This card's also not great. And this card is whatever. Click it. It's green. Show it. Keep. I didn't realize we had the sleight of hand. But once I saw it, very easy keep. This opponent is likely to lose just based on time. I'm up almost 8 minutes and 30 seconds. go. Small discrepancy here. Probably should have played the Water Grave instead of the Polluted Delta, because now with the Polluted Delta, I basically have to get blue-black if I want to cast down this turn in order to curve out and play something on 4, whether it be Jace or Factor Fiction. And so I will have to get blue-black instead of blue-red to both cast down and these 4 mana spells, because I'll need an island to put the Mystic Sanctuary into play untapped. But I started to say it looks like my opponent might just be playing a Wrenn and 6 this turn anyways, but maybe not. We'll just grab a Steam Vents. Yeah, now I'll shock this in. Inquisition you. I mean, I may as well just force this, I think. I don't think it really matters too much. They might get to cycle a Veil, which means they hit their land drop, but just kind of want to connect this while I can. Yep. Opponent's just taking their sweet time. They're going to lose this game for sure on clock. So, a little frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay. Thoughtseize. Probably taking my Jace. Yep. So we'll go ahead and just cast Factor Fiction in the main phase, I think. Okay. It's a good split, because then I can't cast Rise to pick up the Jace and bounce something on their side. But I'll pick this split because now I have double Sanctuary and ways to put Foff on top. Double Sanctuary and ways to draw it, rather. Worst case scenario, the biggest punishment they could probably do is just playing Renin 6 or something. Yeah. So like a little bit punished for not holding up Spell Snare there and just like casting Foff on my own turn. But I think I probably just do that anyways. I guess I was being a little eager to cast Foff, but I like drawing cards. We can put Rise Fall. Yeah, I think I like this line. Put this on top, cast Serum Visions, pick up Rise Fall, and then we have Thought Erasure on bottom, Snow Covered Island on bottom. Then we can cast Rise, pick up the Jace, bounce the Tarmogoyf, blue black, and then we'll just recast the Tarmogoyf. Then we can do something very similar next turn with Jace and Mystic Sanctuary. Bolt Jace. Man, am I really gonna lose this game? I mean, if I take Foff, I get to draw, 3 more cards. But I might just be dead. Makes me think I need to. But I guess I can put the Foff on top this time, and then fetch for the another Mystic Sanctuary next turn and put Cast Down on top. And this turn, if they play another 2-drop, I can Spell Snare it. But what's likely to happen is they just animate the Ravine and smack me for 10. Maybe even 11 with the Ren. Let's see if they see the line of minus with the Ren. No, they do not. So we can put Rise Fall back on top again. Do the same thing with Rise Fall, go. Bounce the Tarmogoyf, pick up the Jace. If they animate the Ravine and attack, we can block with the Jace, which at least like handles two things for the turn. Yeah. And then I don't really care how they split the piles. I just need to, oh wait. I need more mana for this line. Yeah, I think I'm just dead, actually. Because if they animate with Ravine and attack, they hit me for 5 and minus the Ren for 1. And that puts me to 0. But hopefully they don't realize that because, frankly, they didn't see the Ren and 6 down tick last turn. No, they see it. Yeah, I'll just let them attack. Yep, I'll concede to that. Okay, well, not the greatest showing for Grixis Lutri. I didn't even really feel confident in the first 2 games that we won. It was just kind of whatever games. We won the second one like on time, so 2-3, not the greatest, but hope you guys enjoyed anyways, and if you did, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.